Washington State, so no, but still, you can never be too safe.
We heard about it with the Philips TVs, and so they just went and grabbed a TV and plugged it in.
That's when back when you were in
Philips
school.
TV.
And Philips Electronics in Ottawa. I lived in Ottawa for 3.5 years.
Were you like the class where they would like wheel in the big box TV and plug it in? And
No, we had Channel 1, so we had TVs like hanging everywhere.
They were big.
Yeah, box, yeah, boxy.
is that what you did all day basically that day at school?
No, Ping shut it off and made us take a quiz.
We call them tube
My
TVs,
guy
but yeah.
living through
That's what we
something.
made. That's what we made at ours.
Yeah.
25, 27s, 32s.
Yeah.
They were so heavy.
That's the most Mr. Payne thing actually ever. He probably was sitting at his desk like this, like he really wanted it.
We're going to get started tonight. Thank you for being here. We've got a special council meeting in regards to a fire truck purchase. Pastor, can you do a prayer for us since you were here with Pastor Steve? Thank you. We'll do a prayer and then pledge.
Let me pray. Lord, again, we just thank you for everything that you do. And Lord, tonight I do pray for our first responders. I ask that you give them protection. I ask that you give them wisdom and guidance. Lord, ask you that you just light the path that they have. Lord, I pray for our council and all the supporting actors, so to speak. Lord, continue to give them strength and perseverance also. Lord, we just thank you. We praise you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Pastor. Roll call.
Zedek.
Here.
Bassett.
Here.
Valena.
Here.
Miller. Here. Conwick. Here. Egley.
Here.
All right. Kind of put this in a cap. Fire department's been looking at proposals. We talked at last council meeting. They went back, had a meeting to look at the stuff that Mickey sent in. Then they had the conversations with Mickey, with a couple of the other companies that were submitting bids. But at this point in time, they're ready to make a decision, I believe, but they wanted to have council present. This is a big purchase for the fire department, big purchase for the community. It's a truck we'll have for many, many years, and they put a lot of effort and time into looking at what is needed, what they want, all that thing. So at that point, I will pass it on to, who's your spokesperson, you?
Well, he's going to be the spokesperson, but I want to personally say, I want to thank y'all for taking time out of y'all's day and coming. I realize this is a big purchase for the village, but the hope and the goal today is to hopefully have everyone listen and hear our side of it and why we are doing what we are wanting to do, and here to answer all the questions that you guys may have to help get to a decision so we can get this truck moving forward in the process of getting built, so we can meet the deadlines of FEMA and that sort of thing. So our ultimate goal today is to try to have everyone listen, so then that way you guys have an insight with going in and making a decision on which way we want to go. So that's the end goal. Blake will now pass out a little bit of literature, and again, all of us is here from the truck committee to answer any questions that you guys may have. So thanks again.
Thanks, Chief.
All right, so I emailed all of you the proposals from both Pierce and Sutphen. This is just some notes as far as advantages and disadvantages to both. No matter which truck it is, they're both gonna be great trucks for the village. We have one that we would prefer, but they will both be great trucks. So we had both quotes. I went through them Tuesday night, line by line. Made a few tweaks to them. Some of them were to accommodate the requirements within the grant. Others were to make sure that both quotes were quoting the same things as far as what equipment was included, what options. There was a few things that were missed on either of the quotes. So the two quotes that I sent out, those are the updated. Both of them are putting 0 down, full payment at the delivery of the trucks. So I guess, like I said, I just wanted to get everybody together, get you the information, let you guys ask questions. We can answer the questions, and just go from there. The more time we spend making the decision, the more pressure we're gonna put onto the manufacturer, because the end date is not changing. No matter what, because of the grant, they have to deliver by September 29th of 2027.
You say they have to deliver. If they don't, there's just a penalty. They
There's a-
pay $100 a day.
$100 a day penalty, yes.
So if it's December, it's 60 days past, and they eat $6,000 on a $1.9 million purchase,
Correct.
we lose $800-some thousand in grant money, correct?
No, that would be, that's part, my understanding is that is part of the, that's what the penalty is.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
In order for them to miss it, they can file for extensions and things like that.
Okay. Just want to make sure we don't miss that.
That's what that's what that
concern.
penalty clause is.
I just want to make sure that we're not
Correct.
risking our grant.
Correct.
Because $2 million project, if they lose $6,000, big deal. I mean,
Like I said to you guys, in my position, you know, you guys are leaders in the fire service. I rely up to you to pick what engine and truck you guys think is gonna best suit your needs. The only question I had is I kept saying, I wanna make sure Mickey and you have good communication to move the paperwork through his office, FEMA, and the grant money, cause it's, you know, we don't have it yet, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we talked.
when we need it,
We talked with Mickey during our meeting.
Right.
I've been in communication with him since. He has seen both of these quotes. He's went through them.
Did he see the revised ones?
Yes. Yep, he reviewed those yesterday.
All right.
So he is, the ones that I sent you guys are what he has.
He did email Cheryl, I'm just gonna be honest. He said he had a couple concerns. He doesn't say what.
said he found a couple things and for us to call him.
If.
Okay, no problem.
Just say this. I can read it to you. It just said, without creating an issue, make sure I can be called to weigh in because I found a couple of items of concern. So I don't know which proposal that was.
He didn't say.
Yeah, it doesn't say. So.
Yeah, he had two questions on the Sutphen proposal. I got the information, answered his questions on that. He did not have any feedback on anything on the Pierce.
And that was yesterday.
That was yesterday, yeah.
Were his questions just to make sure that they were apples to apples? Because I know that was kind of the biggest concern with the grant, right? That the grant states that we have to find comparable trucks.
Mm-hmm.
So were his questions around that?
No.
No, because the
It was just about the features?
He had one question on the light bar facing forward. The diagram had two diodes that were blanks, and he said we should want to have those be a full. So I contacted him, he said yes, those will be full. LEDs, and the other thing he had was he asked about a Q siren, and he just missed it in the quote. It was there. So I showed him what line it was on, and those are the only two
One of the
questions or
things-
concerns that he.
One of the things that was reported back to us is that the truck could potentially be too long to maneuver on our roads.
No.
Did he ever
So-
bring that up with you?
So Eric asked the question.
I'm just asking.
No,
I'm not.
Eric asked the question to me about the length of our current truck that we have sitting over there compared to this truck, or either of these trucks. Right before I came over, I measured our current truck. It is 45 feet 10 inches long, and the wheelbase is 246 inches.
Okay.
On the sheet, the Excel sheet I gave you, the Pierce is 41 foot 11 inches overall length, and the wheelbase is 249 inches. And the Sutphen is 45 feet 3/4 inch, 45 feet 3/4 inch long with a 243 inch wheelbase. So very comparable to what we currently have, and we can maneuver down any streets in the village.
Yeah,
or
thank you for
outside
doing
the
that,
village.
for measuring that.
Like I said, we're here for questions. Do you wanna throw out what truck you're preferring?
We, as a committee, we would like to go with the Sutphen. Like I said, there's advantages and disadvantages to both manufacturers, both trucks. It's kind of why I laid them out there for you. There again, either one is gonna be a great truck for the village, gonna last a long time. But in looking at the way the truck is built, some options, some just the specifics between the two manufacturers, that's why Sutphen nosed it out for us. One of the big things is the service after the sale. The manufacturer is down by Columbus, 2.5, 3 hours away. They stock all the parts. If we need anything, we can get it. We could literally jump in the car, go pick it up, drive back, and put it on the truck if we needed to. I know that Pierce also has a service facility in Finley. So they also have road crew and people available to make repairs, but it's not the factory. So, I mean, but with the way you can UPS overnight and everything, you can get parts pretty quick as long as they're on the shelf somewhere. So, but, like I said, that was one of our big things, was the fact that the factory's right there, and we're able to get that support locally. Pierce is built in Wisconsin. They have the same advantage to the departments in their area.
I have no problems with the Sutphen. I was just, as long as Mickey was, my biggest concern on that one was the delivery, because initially it said 18 to 23 months, and we're
Yeah.
already 5,
Yep.
6 months in.
Yeah.
And I was afraid of missing out on the grant.
So what Sutphen is doing, they're actually pulling a stock truck that's already in their queue and replacing it with our truck. So it's not 18 to 22 or whatever months from when we sign the contract. They are actually going to pull another truck and put ours in its place. That's how they're able to get the delivery that we need.
As long as Mickey's, talk to him, I'd like to call him. talk to
Better
him.
call him and ask him.
Yeah,
You guys
I'll
care?
let him.
No, he told me he's available if we need to call him. He would be available. Our two salesmen are the same way. They both said they would be available if we had questions for them as well.
What should be the wrong number?
Answer.
You've reached the voicemail box of the Houston National President and I mean, you're on the other line, only from my desk. Would you like to leave your name?
Okay.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To send it back, press 4 now. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Just hang up and call back.
Hey, Mickey, Mayor Mike Barth here. We're in our meeting here in Village Hall. We've got our fire committee and council together. You had mentioned something about calling you if you had a couple concerns. We'd like to maybe ask you what those concerns were with the two proposals. So when you get a moment, please give us a call as soon as possible. You have my cell phone. We will talk to you later. Thank you. All right.
Is that the number on the paper highlighted? What do you call that number?
Cell phone here.
Now, is there any more questions you guys have regarding?
Money, I mean, I said something to Cheryl, like funding for this, I mean, coming up with the additional money. We have to, both contracts say we have to have payment in full upon delivery, right?
Correct.
So the Pierce that they're offering is a couple months from now?
So I
Yeah,
had
July
mentioned that
26th.
would be a concern to him, being that quick of a delivery. He said there are payment options as well, that we could look at if we needed to. There also may be an option of, obviously, he gave us his best delivery. It could be if we actually don't want it this year, and we wanted to push delivery back till early '27, that would probably be an option as well.
The only other delivery, I guess, for the Pierce being soon is we're having some issues with our current fire trucks. will we be able to be okay without borrowing until September of 27?
Mickey's calling. Hang on. Hello? Hang on. Mickey, can you hear me? Ah, man.
So the issues we're having with 504 are issues we have with 504. They still need repaired. That's not the truck that's getting replaced. It's still gonna be our main pumper. So the issues, that's kind of a different conversation as far as that goes. But yes, this could and potentially would be the first out.
Hey, Mickey, Michael Barth here. Sorry I missed your call.
How are you, sir?
Good, you?
Very good.
You are on speakerphone. We've got everybody in the room here that needs to be. So, like I said, we're just starting discussion on the two different quotes. Right now, we're leaning towards the Suffin. Did I say that right? Yep. You had mentioned maybe some concerns. I don't know if it was with that contract or maybe the Pierce. So, council wanted to see what your thoughts were on that.
Okay, so I put the two of them side by side, and here's what I came up with. So there's a price difference of $16,444 as it sits, which is, I know, negligible at best. The biggest thing that got a hold of me was this. When I looked at the Suffin, the aerial had obviously a vertical reach of 100 foot. The horizontal reach was 90 foot 5 inches. So the Pierce is a vertical of 107 foot and a horizontal reach of 100 foot. Okay. The Suffin has a 450 horsepower engine. The Pierce comes with a 510. The minimum ground ladder requirements for an aerial is 115 feet, which is what Suffin has. The Pierce has 135 foot ground ladders as part of the deal. So the only other thing in there is that the delivery for the Suffin looks like October of 2027, which I know can be moved back to September, so that's not a big deal. And the delivery for the Pierce is in August of 26. So with those two in mind, that is the only thing that I found as differences across the board.
Good.
Why are those details a concern, those differences?
But either one of those trucks, if we picked either one of those, we have no concerns on not getting the grant.
Say that again, so I can hear you.
Eric wanted to know, both those proposals are a sound proposal to make sure that we get the FEMA money, the grant money.
Yeah.
No issues with that. When you, and I'm just throwing this out there, you fire guys talk of distance and height and, all that kind of thing where, council's coming from a different angle. We're looking at the cost and viability of the grant, which we are fortunate to have. But a small town, little bit of differences in the ladder length, height kind of thing, that to me is not a big factor, I guess, because of the area where we're at.
So
I know.
the differences in the length of reach and everything is due to the Pierce is a rear-mounted aerial, which is why it's 107 foot, compared to Suffin is a 100-foot mid-mount. So the Suffin, the base of the ladder is in the middle of the truck, just like we currently have. It can swing all the way around. So in order for a rear mount to get the same reach out front of the truck, they have to have, that's why they're longer. So as far as what we can reach forward or back, obviously being a rear mount, 107, they can reach further back, but over the front, they're comparable.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
He's not wrong in that at all.
Okay. Yeah, we weren't sure if you saw some major discrepancies with the quote, and stuff like that. So basically, it's just, the units and how they're set up and what they can do, basically. A little bit of a difference.
Effectively, yeah. That's the only thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Anybody else have any more questions for Mickey? Okay. Any questions for us, Mickey?
No, guys, I'm good.
Okay. Well, we'll continue with our meeting. If we come up with something else, we'll give you a call back. But if not, then we'll have Cheryl or Blake and the committee let you know what we chose.
Okay, and also, by the way, like I told you before, do not sign any contracts until I look at them first, please.
Yep.
You already looked at them.
Yeah.
All right?
All right.
Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Take care.
See you.
Yeah, but
Yeah. It's kind of good that we caught all those things.
I think they want to double check it, you know, or have
Triple check.
other lady look at them.
Yeah, that's why I sent them to him yesterday.
Yeah.
He viewed them before I sent them to you guys. I waited to send them to you guys till he.
after he looked at them and okayed them. All right. So back, I'm just asking, financial, I mean, do we what, share what your thoughts on, if you, sooner or later, is it an impact? You know? Good Lord.
No.
No.
No, it doesn't matter.
No.
Can I ask another question about the trucks? So once we get this truck, those other two trucks, the ladder truck and the 1980s truck, we can no longer use.
They will be sold.
Right, but my question is, if we have one in the shop, can the Quint do it all?
Yes.
Yes.
It can do everything. Because you normally have two though, like you would normally have one and then a backup, and we
So
won't
so
have a
that's the difference
backup.
between a Quint and an aerial. So the Quint has more water on it, has all the, basically it's has everything that an engine or a pumper, or main pumper would have. It's got a 2,000 gallon per minute pump on it. It's got, the Suffin has 600 gallons of water on it. It's got foam capability. So basically, it will do everything that the pump will do, but also has a ladder. So
I know
if-
it's kind of
if we're
the
using
army
it-
Swiss knife of trucks.
Yeah.
My fear is that the second that truck arrives, those two have to be taken out of commission. So I just didn't want us to be stuck with one truck when you guys are normally used to working out of two. That would be my only fear.
Yeah, a Quint is considered a combo truck. So engine generally in real world does one job, a ladder truck generally does a different job. So you put the both together, which is why it's called a Quint, because it has 5 options.
Yep.
It does a job of both aerial ladder, both a ladder truck and an engine together.
At the
So
same
when
time. It can do them
yes.
at the same time.
You
Perfect.
could
Awesome.
do the same thing.
Okay. All right.
So-
That was just my fear for you guys.
Yeah, if
I didn't
we're
want-
using that as our first line engine out the door, when we get to the scene, to the fire or whatever, it's gonna be used as an engine. As soon as we get on scene, we're not raising the ladder and doing any kind of ladder operations. We're there, we're pulling hand lines, we're making entry, we're getting hooked to a hydrant, once we get things established and, we're search and we get to the point where we're venting a roof or maybe we're doing a rescue from a second story window or something of that nature, that's when we would put the aerial into use. So it's not gonna be like you see on TV, they get there and they immediately put their ladder up in the air and start flowing water, and that's not the case. We would use it it would be an engine first, and then it would go as an aerial unit. Now on the flip side, if we're not using it as our initial engine out the door, our primary engine, so 504 would do that. This would be second or third truck in, and it would be potentially up in the air right away, just depending on the situation.
Other question. Mickey mentioned about making sure people were licensed.
So we already do all that. So the 4 ISC requirements, the 100, 200, 700, and 800,
Yeah.
all done before we go to fire one.
Okay.
DOT physical as well.
Okay. Perfect.
Because we have to have the DOT physical for our tanker.
Perfect. I just don't want to bring in
Yeah,
a truck that no one
that's-
can run.
Yep, that is
Okay.
all something we
I asked the
already
same
do.
question.
Yeah. Did you? Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
We already do that.
And that is an all-in price. I mean, you're not gonna. Is it fully? I guess all your hoses, everything you need.
Yep, that's one of the things.
Radios.
Yep. The radios will come out of these trucks.
That's why I wonder if we're gonna be able to take some equipment from the old.
Yeah,
one.
yep. We didn't get any new packs, so the packs will come off the old trucks and go into this one. A lot of the hand tools will come out of the old trucks and go into this one. We do have $20,000 in tool allowance built into it for some certain tools, hand tools that we need that are we don't have them currently, or we need additional. I'm sorry. Yeah, harnesses, that thing, those kind of things. That's why we have that $20,000 into that for those specific things there. But all the ladders, all the hose, that'll all come on the truck. That's actually one of the things that I had Pierce add into their quote because they did not have the hose in. So they added 700 foot of 5-inch, 250 foot of 1 3/4 inch, and like 200 feet of 2.5. that was all already in the stuff in the court.
You said we'd sell the other two?
Yeah.
I mean, are we talking 100,000 for both, maybe? Not that much.
They can't be sold as fire trucks.
They can't, so
Oh,
part of
they-
the grant, part of the FEMA requirements is they cannot go into fire service for, they have to be removed from the fire service. There are some loopholes, they can get them back in. But in order to get it recertified after that point, they would have to be up to the current requirements, which nobody's gonna spend.
So they're parade vehicles from that point on.
They're gonna be parade vehicles.
I've seen them down in
Towers.
Mexico. and
Yeah, I was
stuff.
gonna say,
I've seen them before. In, like,
they've talked about third world
Mexico, yeah.
countries,
that-
yeah.
Yeah,
Some also have the name on from the town it's from, yeah.
But like the ladder truck, that quite possibly would go to like a tree service. I've seen several tree people that have used old fire trucks as their aerial for doing tree services, things like that.
Now, Mickey did say that the ladder is the one that has to be completely out of the fire
Yes.
service. That's done.
That's how we
He
understood
did
it.
say the 503, that pumper can be sold as a fire truck still.
That's how I understood it as
So
well.
that's what Mickey told me. So that money, which I would imagine might be $30,000 to $40,000 if that. So.
What are you gonna do with the truck that's out there? Did you find out what it needs? Fix it,
They are
dump it,
still,
or-
the 504 is out there being assessed now. Basically, there was a diode in the engine harness that burnt. Doing in the diagnostics, from what they told me, when that diode burns, it is a ignition, or the engine control module and the ignition, something with, or not, the injector pulse controller or something like that. They got a new control module on order. They were programming it up in Fort Wayne, I believe this morning when I talked to them. So when they get that, once it's programmed, they'll get that put in, and they were still working on getting the other part. So they're hopeful that,
So it might be feasible to fix it.
oh, absolutely.
It's a lot better, a lot different fix than a motor.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so when you said that, it
So
was-
we're looking probably in the $6,000 range, if those two fix it in parts, well, obviously labor on top of that.
Then you can use it till you get,
Absolutely.
don't need it.
Yeah.
Since Fish brought it up, and it's got absolutely nothing to do with buying a new one, what's the timeline for getting rid of 504 then? Just so council's kinda got an idea, what are we looking
Part
at?
of it-
Anytime.
We'll
Part of
send
it-
you
Wow.
figures.
So,
Okay.
in the fire service, trucks are 20-year trucks. That truck's 2034.
2004.
So,
Now, you
we're past
promised us
that.
30 years with the Quint.
Oh, yeah, that's-
Well-
That is what you guys
That's what they
wanted.
warranty it at, absolutely.
So no,
I mean,
the only reason I brought it up, so council can start planning on buying
Yes.
another truck.
yes,
think that-
we will need to start looking at
Yeah.
a new frontline engine as well.
Right, and we've talked about that with Cheryl with, ambulances and making sure that we're on a rotation so that they're not surprise
Exactly.
replacements.
And I actually asked Cheryl, I said, do we have, like, where we put money away every year to buy a fire truck? She said, no, we don't. We should, but we don't. There's never money to do that with.
They have written it in as contingencies and unfortunately the budget never allows for it.
Exactly. And that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
The money's not there in order to do that. Ideally,
We need to prioritize
we
it.
would plan on,
Yeah.
every 20 years, if we plan on replacing them, because that's their life cycle.
No.
But obviously, we are exceeding our life cycle. We've proven that. Most of our trucks over there are exceeding that, so.
We still got that yellow one?
No, that one's been gone for a while.
Now with so ultimately, we wanna get this Quint all done, but there are options to get used pumpers to buy us some more time for a lot less cost. So, I mean, there's options out there. If we wanna get off of this rotation where, the Quint was just a large expense and we wanna not spend so much money, there are other options out there. So, I mean, definitely a lot more options to save some money at this point, so.
If it's a new pumper right now, it's about $1 million.
Yeah, they're one-ish for a new bumper. But there again, if we go used, there's, obviously you'll save money buying something used, 10 years old, something like that, off of a mid to larger department. they still have life left in them at that point. You can't use any grant money toward that, so that would not be an option. It would be a straight purchase for the village, if we were to do that. So, there's several different options, as far as an engine goes, as far as our main pumper. But there's a chance that we fix 504 and we don't have any more issues with it for an extended period of time. Or we get it back and 6 months later, we have another issue.
Well, each year in 504, each year has had one major incident over the last 3 or 4 years. So last year, we put like close to $9,000 into it. Then now, we're back to,
That was for head gasket that blew on
yeah,
it.
so like there was an engine issue. Now something else is going on in the engine area, which is several more thousand. My concern was just that the village is just gonna get tired of putting money into an engine that just keeps on falling apart or not being reliable. And that was
Basically,
my only concern.
no matter what, we have to keep fixing it, but
Yeah.
at some point, we have to decide we're done putting money into it and go a different route.
And that's part of the reason we're getting the new Quint is because we're getting rid of 2 trucks. So now you don't have maintenance on either of those 2 trucks. You have a brand new truck that's gonna last a lot longer. And like, he said 20 years and you're like, oh, you promised us 30. This truck, something I think is the stainless steel body.
Something's a stainless steel body.
Stainless steel body, so nothing's gonna rust there. The ladder itself is not welded like a lot of them are, and as a welder I can testify for this. They're not welded, so there's no welds that ever crack on the Suffin. They are all huck bolted, which is nice because bolts have shear strength that's a lot higher than most welds. So the whole ladder there is huck bolted. You never have to worry about weld cracking or getting the welds re-welded if it did crack, so you don't have a heat problem there. Stresses the weld or whatever and cracks it. But all in all, that stuff is. The aerial does have a 30-year warranty on it. The whole truck as a whole, as a big truck mechanic-ish, that whole truck is all standard parts, so it should be any parts that most truck manufacturers will have on shelf. For the most parts, you call over to Boke's and Butler, not Boke's,
Yeah.
Boke's and Butler, or over to New Haven, and they should have most any part for it, so that's never a problem. And then if anything ever does happen, it's right down to Columbus in 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and you can get shit.
And they also have a road crew that will come to you as well, which is, I guess, nice or convenient, and they can overnight parts to you straight here, or you can hop on the road. If it's something major that will put your apparatus out of service, they guarantee a certain timeline to get to you to get it back in service. So those are kind of the comforting things that we took into a factor in picking who we picked. This one, you're reading this? Yeah, they do that too. They have a team that comes in. So like if we go with Suffolk, when they come in here, Suffolk has a whole team that will come with them and tell you everything that you do and don't want to know about the truck, the ins and outs. They hold trainings about the truck. Whether you go there or come here, they conduct classes, trainings on everything about the truck that you bought. It's a whole big in-service and class about it.
Is that part of the package as well?
That's
It's
just,
included?
it's kind of houses.
It's both. So with the package is a 3-day training where they'll come here, they'll train the department on doing it in different times of the day so we can catch everybody on different shifts. But they do have additional training that we can go to Suffolk or have them come do. I know when we went down there, they were setting up for basically like a maintenance, a PM class that you can go in and basically go through their training as far as everything, how it all needs PM, mostly like bigger departments that are doing all that, where they have on-staff mechanics that are doing all that stuff, so. But they do have multiple different trainings that are available that we can go to.
I'm assuming all of them do, don't they? I was gonna say, it's like no different than anyone, I mean,
That kind of money.
they all offer that.
Yeah.
Well, I know that when this first started, we had nice conversations with Mickey, and he said, 1.1 mil, and when the numbers first came back as 1.8, obviously we were a bit shocked. I really want to thank you guys for doing your due diligence going out there, getting these side-by-side quotes, and also educating us, because I don't know what you do. You guys know what you do, you guys know what you need. I just know financially what that looks for the village, and being able to compromise, like you said, is really important for me, so. I mean, I do support your guys' option here. Like Nikki said, it really wasn't that much difference in the end.
I would like to have Mickey look over, of course, one last time, but I would make a motion for the Suffolk purchasing.
I second that.
Good. Roll call.
Sidak,
Yes.
Egley,
Yes.
Bassett,
Yes.
Gonwick,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Willena.
Yes. Very good. But with that, send it to Mickey one more time, I guess, tonight, since he's already got it.
I'll click send again, that's fine.
But we have to have a resolution, right?
To sign it.
I know Suffolk though extended their contract.
Yeah,
but
they
we have to
extended
have
it till the
resolution.
15th of March.
But we can't really, we can't sign the contract until the resolution's done. That's the kicker. Is he going to, we can have it probably here by what, the next meeting? But,
16?
right, if he's okay with the village motion tonight, that he knows he's, Suffolk has the contract, he's gotta get the paperwork filled out properly. Makes sense, so. If you had any questions, you can probably reach out to Cheryl.
We can call them now if you want. Up to you guys.
No. So with that being said, is there anything else? We got, like I said,
We can't talk
can't.
anything
I know, I'm
else.
not saying about anything, and not anything else. Again, thank you for your time and your due diligence in putting the proposal together. I know we've had a lot of discussion, you guys had a lot of discussion, so I think this was a great meeting to finalize the plan. And we'll keep moving forward, so thank you very much for being here, everybody. and
Thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
We got a motion to adjourn in a second.
Do I need to roll call? Huh? Roll call.
Yeah. Sidak, Bassett.
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Willena,
Yes.
Gonwick.
Yes.
Egley.
Yes.
I should have said double.
Yeah.
2 minutes
You-
off.
Yeah.